Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Phenomonal1. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching the video right now. As you can see, I just started straight up. So anyway, let's get right into the day. I don't want to take up too much of your precious time, whatever you have to do with it. I don't want to take up too much of it. But we're gonna get right into the topic, and this week I'll be talking, and today I'll be talking about the WWE Brand Split. Now, this was a thing from around 2002 to around the end, until like the end of 2013. There were two shows, Raw, SmackDown. Simple as that. There was Raw, SmackDown, and all this other kind of stuff. They even revived ECW, but what we talking about today about that is the 5 things that the brand split did good, that was good with the brand split, and the 5 things that was just downright shit. And we'll start off with good number 5. We'll start off with good. What I think the brand split did good was that both brands had separate rosters. I think that was a good thing. Because, especially if you watched it from 2002 to like 2006, the rosters were split, and each roster kind of had their own kind of feel. Like Raw had kind of like some of the big guys and some like super guys, like John Cena, all that kind of stuff. But SmackDown, they kind of had more high flyers, more technical wrestlers, and all that kind of stuff. So each roster did have their own feel. But the thing about it, I'm gonna head into what's shit about it. Number 5 was that the draft. During this period, this was usually the night after WrestleMania, or that's how it's done in Universe mode on the WWE game. That they would draft superstars from, let me see, they would draft them from other brands based on how the draft matches went. I didn't think that they needed to do that. They could have done that more of a backstage thing than a public thing. Than more of a public kind of thing where we see every week. That, in my opinion, that I would have done that more backstage than on the main thing. That's my opinion about that thing. Another good thing that I thought was really good, hanging in number 4 about it. The good thing about it was the way pay-per-views were done. Instead of them sharing every pay-per-view, this is how it worked. Raw and SmackDown would have their pay-per-view every other month. So basically they would have 2 months to build to their pay-per-view. I think that was something really good. TNA probably could have done that, maybe, because their builds are just fucking horrible. They're just horrible. Just know that about it. If you ever watched any TNA rivalry, they're horrible. And because they don't build to them. But lots of these rivalries, because of that 2-month period, they really had built. So, you know, of course that they were going to share pay-per-views like WrestleMania and Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, etc. Of course they're going to share that. But for the most part, it was separate. Number 4. Shit number 4. There were too many pay-per-views during the end of it. Why is it? Because look at it. There were like fucking 2007, 2008. They had 16 pay-per-views in a year. Seriously, 16? That's too much. Like, I will never watch 16 pay-per-views in a year. I'll never watch that many. Even on the network, I wouldn't watch 16 pay-per-views a year. That's just too much. That's too much. Alright, that's the thing about the number 3. Number 3, ECW Revive. Wait, no, that's not number 3. Scratch that. That's bad. That's a bad thing. But number 3, the WWE video games. During this period, the WWE video games were damn good. That I don't know fucking why 2K doesn't look at the upper games, because those are what we want in wrestling games. They are spot on, they are perfect, and I don't understand how they could have been better than what they were. Like, each year, THQ did a fantastic job, especially during the brand split, because the games felt, you could feel that kind of special tension going on in the game. Now I get into con number 3, the rebirth of ECW. In 2005, just as the brand split was kind of getting into its first, second full year in it, ECW. Oh wait, 1 second. ECW would be revived. And in this period, ECW was revived. And it was revived around until 2010. So, it didn't have a long run. It didn't have a long run. That's one of the downfalls to this. It's one of the major faults to this is that it didn't have that long run to it. That's a fault to it. And I just didn't like how it was kind of built into the WWE rule set, where everything has to be kind of sanctioned. It's like WWE didn't watch one day of an ECW pay-per-view or something. ECW is supposed to be unsanctioned. It's supposed to be bloody. It's supposed to be extreme. PG and ECW doesn't mix. And you can clearly tell that in the revival of ECW. That was my third. No, good number 2. Good number 2. Different program, different storylines on different shows. This was done very good. This was done very good in WWE in this period. This was done, and when I say it was done very good, 1 second, it was done very, very good. I don't know why they decided to stomp on it, like, later on, but for the most part, this was done very, very good in this period. Like, Raw storylines at the beginning of the year, they were kind of horrible. I won't even talk about Katie Vick. That was horrible. But for the most part, the storylines were pretty good, except for those few bad but you know, at the time, you know, which one I would definitely watch. I would have to say SmackDown for the first few years of the brand split, because those were the fucking years, because SmackDown was awesome. Then Raw, like, because of Triple H thing, that kind of killed Raw, the Reign of Terror, that kind of killed Raw. But kind of getting out of it, at the same time, it also kind of helped Raw. Okay? Now I'm going to get into, but before I tell you what the best #1 thing is, we still have a thing of shit to finish. And we go into shit number 2. And this is shit number 2. Not really, this is not a personal thing. This is just a thing I've really seen on television. And this was more big players were on Raw than SmackDown. This was a huge issue, especially during the 2008 to 2011 period. The big players, the John Cenas, the Randy Ortons, the Sheamuses, the Triple H's, the Batista, those guys, they were, for the most part, on Raw. That's the issue. They were on Raw. And I think that the World Heavyweight Champ and the WWE Champ was on Raw at one point. That doesn't make any sense. The belts are supposed to be split equal, and kind of have power guys on one side, power guys on another, good mid-cards on one side, mid-cards on one side, instead of having all the power people here, all the mid-cards here, because at the time SmackDown was a major show, and not a minor like it is fucking today. Alright, now it's time for shit number 1. And shit number 1 is too many champs not getting elevated. And this was done the most, and I mean the most, through the brand split era. When John Morrison won the ECW title, that didn't really elevate his career to a world championship or something like that. That didn't really elevate him. Let me see. CM Punk, he won the world title once, and it took you 3 freaking years to boost him back. That's just plain stupid. Third thing. There's so many champions during this period that just didn't get elevated to a level people wanted them to. That's what kind of killed this era in the brand split, because lots of champions didn't get elevated to what they really had. That's why that shit #1. Now it's time to go to the good. And good #1. Okay, shit #1. Before my phone rings again. Good #1 is just how, let me see. How should I say this? I had it in my mind, I forgot. I'm just joking. Okay, good. Why do I keep saying that? Good #1 was just the unexpected. What were you gonna expect on Raw SmackDown? That was done the best. And it was done good, especially during the brand split era, because you didn't know what was exactly gonna happen. Another thing that I think was really good but didn't make. Alright, now it's time to now we got that out of the way, I'm gonna go a little bit longer, and I'm gonna talk about some stuff that I think should have made the list, or could have had a good spot on the list, but didn't. And each set not only was good, it had its own feel. God. Each set had its own feel. Like SmackDown, it had that super fist in the arena. And I fucking love that. I don't know why they stopped using the fist arena. I guess it was part of the PG conversion, which is stupid. I'll be making a rant about that. I'm gonna do that as soon as I get off this video, so check it out. And anyway, this was good. This was just a good story. Like that, Raw and SmackDown, each set had their own different kind of arenas. They had it felt different. It had their own feel. And then another con. And then I'm gonna talk about a con. This probably would have been #1, but I felt like that was better. But there were too many authority figures. Like, I feel like if they just had the McMahons do it like kind of brother-sister competition, we're having Shane kind of do Raw, or while Stephanie was doing SmackDown, instead of bringing in Bischoff, which that didn't really need to be done, because Bischoff kind of already done its course. But yeah, Bischoff kind of already did his course of wrestling. Well, he did not need to do more. So Bischoff didn't need the position, and and that is basically the end of this video. Just give you a heads up about stuff coming up on my channel soon. I'm gonna start talking about game shows. Need to start talking about those. Another thing I'm gonna be talking about soon is the rant video about the PG era in WWE, and how that's a hot mess. Be talking about the failure of this year in WWE. That'll be probably at the end of the year. WWE's lots of these failures that they've made this year. And just stay tuned, because I'm going to try to do 2 videos either every day or 5 videos a week. That's going to be kind of my thing. Either 2 videos every day or 5 videos a week. And I'll either be starting either this month or next year. So check it out. Until next time, peace out. Phenomonal1.